Hello friends! Which organization is safer, Alcor as a non-profit or Tomorrow Bio as a business? Which one has a brighter future? What if you want to create your own organization? Which model should you copy? Which one is better? It is very important to understand the difference between different organizations in cryonics if you want to have a good cryopreservation. You probably imagine how business operates. However, there are so many misconceptions regarding non-profits in cryonics, such as Alcor and Cryonics Institute, that it will be hard to make any comparison until we clarify how these organizations operate. It is a popular belief that there is not too much difference between non-profits and businesses in cryonics. Both organization types can earn money, both can pay salaries, for both you can be the only owner or you can have a board of directors, so why bother? This point of view is especially popular in the Russian-speaking community, since Cryonics, Open Cryonics and some other organizations I know are registered as businesses. They did this because of the hellish bureaucracy for non-profits in this area. Of course, many clients are asking them if it is okay to be a company, if it is safe, and they respond like, you know, these Americans, they are rich and they used to give money here and there, make donations. In Russia, everybody is poor and greedy. Nobody will give us money, so what is the point of opening a non-profit? We understand what cryonics is for, we have our relatives cryopreserved here, and we are not going to do any stupid shit anyway, so why bother? Therefore, many people in this region believe the only difference between non-profits and businesses is whether you are asking for donations or investments. Spoiler, it is not how it works. But let me first introduce another popular misconception, that non-profits in cryonics are based on charities. Not in the sense they are providing free services to the community, usually they don't, but rather in the sense they have global goals based on empathy and altruism, and they are moving to these goals, like saving as many people as possible from death, you know, making cryonics as cheap as possible and making cryonics available for everyone on our planet. Stuff like that. Representatives of non-profit organizations, they often say the right things about cryonics. They say we should change our society, we don't have to die, cryonics must be a common practice everywhere, and you might think, okay, these people really believe cryonics should be everywhere, they must be working on this, they believe in a different world, for sure they are trying to create it, right? Many of them are volunteers, they are working for free. Of course, they want to achieve something. Overall, the label non-profit is kind of confusing. We used to think that non-profit is usually the same thing as charity, right? Because usually it is. And charities often have big missions to provide homes to all homeless people in the city, to feed all hungry people in the country, to recycle all garbage in the world. In reality, non-profits in cryonics have nothing to do with business and have nothing to do with charity. They don't want to earn all money in the world and they don't give a shit about people dying. It's a very different entity with very special values. And of course, somebody will write in comments, it's not true, I know a guy in cryonics who works to save from death as many people as possible. Well, I know a girl in McDonald's who works to feed as many people as possible. Does it make McDonald's a charity? Seriously, there are a lot of people around us who work with the intent to make things better. But it doesn't mean their co-workers and employers share the same values. So, what values do non-profits share in Cryonics? Why they were founded? Well, I want to say it is quite a natural desire to open organizations in Cryonics, even for individuals. Let's say some guy just wants to cryopreserve his parents and he doesn't have a cryonics provider in his country. Because of that, he decides to set up everything by himself. He orders a dewar, cryoprotectants and other stuff, he makes agreements with local specialists, and now everything looks ready. However, at some point he realizes he might also die. Who will take care of his parents? His children? Maybe, but what if they change their mind or they also just die? Will their children continue the tradition? It feels not safe, you know? It would be good to have something reliable, which works by itself and will work even after death. Maybe some organization, you know? Maybe a non-profit with a board of directors. This way, organization can function by itself for decades and take care of the founder and his family. And nobody can steal a non-profit because it does not belong to anyone. Sounds smart, huh? And this is the exact reason non-profits in cryonics were founded. Yes, exactly for that. Alcor was founded by the Chamberlain family to cryopreserve themselves. Cryonics Institute was founded by Ettinger family to cryopreserve themselves. Any other non-profit were founded by some people to cryopreserve themselves. There is no second reason, like, you know, they founded an organization to cryopreserve themselves and no, there is no end, just for that. Wait a moment, if they only want to preserve themselves, why do they offer services to everybody? They don't offer services to everybody. They offer services to a limited amount of people. Alcor works with a small number of rich people who don't cause many problems. Cryonics Institute services are cheaper, but they don't allow neuropreservation, for example, not to make it too cheap and popular. Cryonics Germany services are free, but only for people from their small local community, people they know. Every non-profit in cryonics can easily tweak its services to attract tens of times more clients. It is just not planned. Then why are there some volunteers working for non-profits in cryonics? They work for free. For sure they have some goals. Well, some clients want to dedicate their time to increase the chances of their own survival. They signed a contract, they are in the same boat now. It is in their interest to make sure the organization functions properly.
An awful lot of what people do is volunteer work. What I'm doing right now is volunteer work. And people join CI not because they want to make money, they don't. They join it because they want an opportunity to live longer for themselves and their families.
Then why do they do research? They want to do cryonics better, for sure. Non-profits usually don't share technologies, so they don't want to make cryonics better. They just do some research for themselves. Alcor and Cryonics Institute were first. They had to do a lot of research. Modern non-profits like Cryonics Germany, they don't do research, they just buy all the stuff. I am sure there will be some Reddit haters who will say I made it all up and Alcor or Cryonics Institute are somewhat bigger and different. Well, then you have to say this to Alcor and the Cryonics Institute because they don't agree with you. Let's take a look at the core values of Alcor. Mission: to save lives through the following prioritized principles. Okay, here is priority. Priority 1, maintain the current patients. Okay. Priority 2, cryopreserve current and future members. wait, why lives of current members are less important than those of the previous members? Okay, never mind. Priority 3, revive all patients. Priority 4, make research to improve everything above. You see, research is only to improve their cryopreservation for organization members, not for anything else. Priority 5, basically do advertisements as a means of fostering growth to improve everything above. They attract more people to improve their cryopreservation chances. Fostering the growth a little bit, you know.
Bolster and grow the cryonics movement so we can all work together and increase our chances of having a successful, stable organization and being revived in the future.
As you see, their core values have not a single word about the intention to contribute to global cryonics, to save more human lives, to grow to the size of the entire country, to make their services available for anyone, to conquer death or something like that.
I'm not interested in saving the world. I'm interested in saving myself and my family.
Let's take a look at the Cryonics Institute. Unlike Alcor, these guys wrote it in a simple, straightforward manner. Our philosophy. The Cryonics Institute is made up of people for themselves and their families. Our objective is to save ourselves from death. We want to make sure we will be revived. We make decisions only for that. This is our singular goal, meaning we don't want anything else. You see, exactly what I told you. If you still had some doubts, I wrote it directly a few times to make sure it is completely clear. We just want to preserve ourselves, nothing else. Point. And I mean, it's not like they are hiding their intentions or pretending they have higher goals. But people still believe they are doing something else, something bigger, you know. I mean, I cannot judge. I was also thinking in the beginning they are contributing to global cryonics in some way. No, they don't. They are just a bunch of people who are trying to save their lives. Nothing more.
This is not within 1,000 miles of a money-making effort. It's an effort to try to preserve our lives.